Hey everybody, welcome back. My name is Abby. I'm with Fitness is Medicine. Today we're going to do another great workout you can do in your home. We are going to use a bench if you have one. If you don't have a bench, you can put a couple chairs together. You can use the side of your bed. You can use your coffee table, something like that. Just a flat surface that you can use. One heavier dumbbell, and then we're going to use a pair of lighter dumbbells. A loop band if you have one to go around your ankles. Otherwise, you can tie a TheraBand and make that work. And a furniture slider if you have one. A fit ball, and then a rolled up towel. So something that we're going to put your head on. So just a rolled up hand towel or something. It doesn't have to be very big. Okay, remember to come into these workouts warmed up and ready to move. 5 to 10 minutes of a cardio workout just to get your heart rate up a little, get your blood pumping, get your muscles warmed up and ready to move. Okay, we are going to start today with a one-arm row on the bench. So using your bench or your bed or a coffee table, something, we're going to put one knee and that same hand on the bench. Now, flattening your back, you want your shoulders level. You don't want this one hanging down low. You want your shoulders level. We're going to take this weight. It should be like right about in line with that bench or your bed or whatever you have, and you're going to lift it towards your armpit. Try to drive your elbow towards the ceiling. Now I'm going slowly both directions, resisting that gravity. 4, 5. Now, I want you to keep this other leg really close to the bench or the bed. Keep everything in a good alignment. Kind of keep everything nice and tight. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now, the other thing, now we're going to switch sides. So if you're on a bed, you can just turn around. You want to keep your head in line here with your spine. So no dropping your head. I don't want you looking up. I want everything to stay in a good alignment. Flat back. Remember, you always want to think about keeping a teacup flat on that back. I don't want you to turn your back here as you pull up. 4. Nice and slowly. 5. If you don't have quite a heavy enough weight, you can go even slower and maybe do a few more repetitions. 6, 7. Really drive that elbow up. Think about pulling your shoulder blade towards your spine. And I think I'll do one more for good measure. 10. All right. Very good. Now I'm going to move my weight back over to the rack and get my bench out of the way here. Okay. Next we're going to do a squat holding a fit ball. So if you don't have a fit ball, you could hold a pillow, you could hold a book. It's just something to hold, keeping everything, just giving you kind of an extra core challenge. So we're going to hold this straight out in front and sit back into a squat. Now, if you have a hard time sitting back into a squat without hanging on to, say, a countertop or a chair or something sturdy, then don't do it with the ball. So we're just holding that ball straight out in front. You can give it a little squeeze if you want for an added arm workout. Sitting back into your heels, you almost want to feel, it's hard for you to see with blue in your way here, like you're falling back on your heels just a little bit. Keeping your knees in line. Don't let them cave in. Sitting back into your heels, keeping your chest nice and tall. One more, and 10. All right, good. Now we're going to put that away, over, out of the way. Hi, Baloo. Believe it or not, he just had another walk. He's had a few today. All right, now we're going to grab smaller dumbbells. So you don't want to use the heavy ones that we were using for that row. Stand with your feet either in a staggered stance or a tandem stance. This will require more core, more abdominal work. If that is challenging for you, you can just kind of keep them a little bit more staggered. If you have any back pain, I want your feet a little bit, about like shoulder width apart. Hips engaged, knees engaged, tummy engaged. We're going to do one arm alternating lateral raises. So when you alternate it, your core really has to kick in to keep the rest of you stable. So I want your body, your shoulders, your hips to remain level, to remain still. So I don't want this type of thing. If you're feeling like you have to do this, then your weights are too heavy. So you want to go trade them out for something smaller. It's easier when you do it both at the same time like this, which you will find. This just calls in some more stabilizing muscles, which I always enjoy. I think that's 7. What do you have, Blue? He's got something in his mouth. I always have to make sure it's not anything important. It's part of an old toy. Let's do one more each side, keeping that tummy engaged. And 10. All right, good. Set those down with good form. Now, we are going to do a standing hip exercise. If you have a loop band, go ahead and grab it. We're going to put it around your ankles. Probably a lighter one if you have a choice. I grabbed a really light one here just to demonstrate. And then we're going to use a furniture slider if you have one. If you don't, you can still do the exercise without one. We're going to stand, and then I would prefer that you stand hanging on to something, either a kitchen counter or a chair or something next to you. We're going to take this band. I've got the furniture slider under my toe, and we're going to go in a half circle, pointing, pulling against the resistance of that band. I'm going to move over here a little bit so you can see a little better. Stabilizing with that standing hip, core engaged. Nice and slowly, you want to make about as big of an arc as is comfortable without having to change your stance. Now, you can do this one of two ways. You can do, 5 each way, you can do 10 each way, or you could also do it for like 30 seconds. All right, now we're going to switch sides. So I'm going to stand on this foot, put that furniture slider. If you don't have one, you can do it without. You could even just touch front, side, back. That would be another way to do this. If you don't have a furniture slider, that's fine. They make specific ones for exercise, but of course those are more expensive. They're the same thing though. The ones for exercise though, you can probably find larger ones, but the ones for exercise generally are more about your whole foot size. You may find that one side feels a little easier than the other to balance on and to control. That's totally normal. Also, you may find that the second time, no matter which leg you start on, feels harder because your hips are tired from both standing on. The standing hip gets tired doing all that stabilizing, and then this hip gets tired having to do the moving work. We'll make this the last one. I have no idea how many I've done. Okay, so give that a try, see how it goes. Like I said, if you don't have a furniture slider, you can tap forward, side, back. Just give it a try, play around with it. You can message me if you have something that you found that works that I didn't mention, but it's kind of fun, mix it up a little bit. Okay, now we are going to lower down to the floor. So we'll see how well this works with Baloo laying here. Grab that rolled up towel that I talked about, and we are going to lay on your tummy with your head straight down. Lie down. Lie down. Good boy. You want your forehead on that rolled up towel. And that keeps your head and your spine and everything in line, like I talk about all the time, keeping your cervical spine in line with everything else. Now we're going to do Y holds. So you're going to put your arms out into a Y with your thumbs up. And I just want you to lift up your arms for a count of 3 or 5 and then down. Lift up, pet your dog. So we're going to do this only 5 to start. This is a challenging one. One more thing to think about, keeping your shoulders down away from your ears. Even though your arms are up here, you don't want your shoulders up here like this. You want to bring those shoulders down. Lift up. Now you're really going to have to engage your core to do this. Let's do 2 more. I hope you all have furry friends in your face right now too. It makes it way more interesting. All right, rest. Okay, now we're going to stand up for the last one. So because you've been laying down, come up slowly, come up, letting that blood flow return to your head properly, and then stand up. Okay. We're going to do one more balance one here before we end. I guess it's the only specific balance one we've had. Come here, boy. Come here. Come here, baby. Sit. 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 Okay, lie down. Good boy. There you go. Okay. We are going to do a C-star tip overs. So, standing on one foot again. So we're getting a lot of hip stabilization today. If you want to, you could stand on a balance pad or a pillow. We're going to do starfish tip overs. So we're going to tip over and back. So let's do this for about 30 seconds. Now, sometimes we hold it, sometimes we go back and forth. If you can, do that tip over without touching down. Again, do this in front of a kitchen counter or, something where you can hang on. Notice that my body is staying in line with that leg that's coming out to the side. I'm not doing leg lifts and then tilting. I want my body and my tilting leg to stay in line. I'm just hinging at this hip tipping over. All right, switch sides. Arms out to the side. Now again, you might find that one side feels easier than the other. And this isn't a leg lift, like I said, that's just staying in line here, like if I was standing on that. I'm just tipping here at this hip. Good. I'm going to do this for 30 seconds. We've got 10 more seconds to go. Again, you should really be feeling this in your core. Your core is really having to engage with a lot of these that we did today. We didn't do a specific core exercise, but a lot of the things that we did incorporated it. All right, good. Okay, so go through those 1 or 2 more times, add a little cardio in between. Like I always say, follow with a good cool down and stretch. And as always, leave me a message in the comments if you have anything to say, if you have any questions, if you need any different exercises to substitute for one of these things that we did, that's fine. I'm always happy to do that. All right, thank you everybody, and we'll see you next time.